Hello and welcome. So today we are going to be making Minecraft items 64 by 64 pixels because they're usually 16. So let's get right into it. So the first drawing that I did 64 by 64 was the pickaxe, one of the most iconic of Minecraft items, especially the diamond pickaxe. So I didn't really know what I was doing at first, so I decided to make a silhouette. At first I didn't have a lot of idea what the handle was going to be, so I had a little trouble on that, and reason it's so slow because it took me a while to decide on what the handle was going to be. But then soon I decided on what the shape of the handle was going to be, and I was basically almost done with my silhouette. So I started adding the base color and also shaping it and really getting rid of the bulkiness of the shape. Don't know. So I really started shaping it and making it thinner, trying to make it look like a pickaxe that was in 64 by 64. I copied the wood texture, so you're trying to get it as close as possible. Then I went the base color for the inside of the axe. And this is when I really started to shape the handle of the axe. It really turned like more of a wand axe after I did that. I still thought it looked good. So I basically tried to do the same wood texture that I did on the top, looking at a reference picture right next to me, not the one at the top because that one's blurry. Basically trying to get as close to how Minecraft does their wood textures. So almost finishing with this part, I move on and start working on the top, trying to do a gradient, which you'll see here in a second, and really trying to add some of the other colors within the Minecraft pickaxe. And after I started darker, I thought it was too dark, so I added a highlight in the middle, which you can see right there, here, and I just can't speak today. But that's what I did for the pickaxe. And I decided to make a background, like a gradient dotted background, and I basically just messed around the colors a little bit, added a shadow, shaped out the shadow a bit, and then I also added this like sort of gradient pattern to make it kind of look like it's in a cave, and I thought that would just be really cool and have it like correspond for everyone that I do after this. I wanted to add a light coming out of a cave, but I decided that I didn't like it, so I didn't add it. And here is the final project. Okay, so for the next drawing, it's actually the second day, and I'm at my cousin's house. So will she please be quiet?
Leave me alone.
And
Oh. Turn that
so
down.
sorry for all the interruptions. But as yesterday's drawing, it took longer than I thought. But as of yesterday's drawing, just like yesterday's drawing, I made a silhouette and also what are you doing? What? And I tried to copy the wood texture so it looks cohesive with the rest of the drawings. And also, I. So the next part, I started drawing the base color for the actual sword, just like how I started doing.
Get out my mama bed, cuz.
Just how I started. I don't need to leave. Just how I started doing with the pickaxe. And yeah, yes, in Minecraft. And yeah, so this is okay.
Which one is
It,
better? Bedrock or Java?
Java's been around longer, and you could mod with it. So I'm gonna say Java, even though I can't afford Java and I'm broke. And huh. Um, but I started, but I started drawing the inside, and I wanted to do a gradient, just like I did with the pickaxe. Okay. And I forgot about the bottom part of the sword, just for mostly. So this one I actually started doing the actual gradient, and yeah. So you could probably see it's not that difference of a color, but I added another color. And then I wanted to do the same thing for the, what's the thing called for the blade, and what's in between a handle and the blade on a sword?
An axe?
An axe. But this part of the sword?
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Me either. So yeah, I added a highlight just like how I did with the other one, adding my gradient, and also I go back into the sword just to make the gradient more clear. And basically I'm almost done. But you know, I have to make all of these cohesive. So, oh yeah, and I actually started doing the bottom of the sword that I forgot. So I started doing the pattern to make it cohesive, but I wanted to do a slightly different color. I added light dots and then went to dark dots, you know, just how I did with the other drawing. And then I decided to do the gradient thing, but make it red because, you know, blood, gore, it's a sword, you use it to kill things. Even though Minecraft doesn't like to say kill, you still do it anyway. So I actually changed it because I don't like it. And then I start messing with it a little bit more until I get it right. And as a shadow, I don't really do much shaping. And with that, I'm done. So new day. Um, so basically, this one I started out with a circle, and I did not think this video was gonna take 4 days, but here we are. It really should free up my schedule, but I decided to make it look mystical, so I wanted the stem to be like all swirly, and I just tried to find the darkest color, like somewhere in between the darkest color and the lightest color, kind of like a mid-tone, and I actually started on the stem first, which is something I usually don't do with my round objects, and I wanted to do something a little bit different for this one, like add more detail to it. So the circle is a little bit bigger than what I would usually do, which you probably never seen me do that before, but if you want to, you can. I actually didn't like this one as much as I liked the other ones. I wanted to do something different from like a weapon, and I just thought about the notch apple, and it got me going to this idea. So yeah, so first I started doing this, but I decided that I didn't like what I was doing because it looked flat. So I decided to just, change it. And I start to do that. First, I pick a color that I want to use, and then I go like really dark. You'll probably see why I don't like it in a minute, but I go like really, really dark. Yeah, right here. And then it just goes darker and darker. I try to make it look more 3D, but honestly, I just think it came out as more like as a rotten yellow apple. If you want to see me redo this one, that's totally fine. I can because I want to redo this one. Redo this one. I tried to make this look really good. When I did this, I remember it was like 2 a.m. at night, and I just spent my whole day drawing at that point, and I was like, I need to get sleep. So, yeah, I make it go lighter and lighter as we move on, as you'll see here. And I probably should have just changed it at that point and went to my original style, but 2 a.m. in the morning, I didn't, which is sad. And I actually start adding more golden colors in at this point, trying to make it lighter and lighter, look like the sun is directly directly hitting this point of the apple. And I decide to extend this part over because I think it would just look better if it wasn't a perfect circle, although that's debatable. Put in the comments if you would have liked it as a perfect circle. But I also start adding highlights to where the stem is, because in the reference picture I was looking, that's what it looked like. And it kind of looks like I reversed the design a little bit. Like it was supposed to be dark on this side and light on this side, but yeah. And I also tried to do a gradient by adding lighter colors into the darker colors, which you could actually see me do now. And I think the middle part actually doesn't really have that much different in colors, but at the time it did look very, very different. But I did think this made it look better, and I actually kind of like the mystical kind of feeling it's giving me. I just feel like I could have chose the colors better. But like I did with all the other ones, I added this dotted gradient that I do, making it go from light all the way to dark. And then because this was, a golden apple, I wanted to do a bit of a dark goldish orange, kind of like rustic as the gradient for this one. Played around with the colors a little bit and shadow. And after that, I'm done. Okay, so these are the final drawings. And have a good day, my little pups and elders. Bye!